today's Extra.
Hello and welcome back to the Anglers Extra pregame show. I'm Jack Smith, joined by Sheets for the manager show. Sheets, I know there's been a day in between, but I want to take you back to Garrett Helsel's start, 10 strikeouts. Yeah. What did you see from him?
Impressive, man. Like I told you guys, to walk into this league and your first start, dominate the way he did and pitch with confidence the way that he did, and certainly demand attention from not only us but the league and certainly Brewster. That was an impressive outing, man, just against exactly why we wanted him here. We thought he could be that kind of arm, and he showed up. Impressive.
What was he doing well to stifle Brewster?
Like we kept talking to Ike, it's like, man, everything he's throwing is moving. It's just nothing is predictable, and, you know, the fastball has good cut to it. The slider has good cut to it. The changeup had good depth. The curveball was good. I think it's just his ability to throw a lot of pitches for strikes and certainly keep him off balance. Ton of swing and misses, which with that lineup is really tough to do. I just think he was doing his part by keeping those guys off balance and missing barrels, and certainly we paid the dividends of it.
How do players from smaller schools like that find confidence in this league when you look at it, a lineup that's got so many guys from these Power 5 programs?
There's a dynamic that you cannot quantify, which is called the chip on your shoulder that is either there or it's not. And I'll be fair with you, that to me is a level of toughness. It's what we talk about with our guys. You either have grit or you don't. And sometimes you're challenged to see how much grit you have, and you either answer the bell and show up or you don't. And those are just dynamics that it's okay if you fall short in a moment. It's okay, but you got to recognize what it was. Don't blame it on something. Don't transfer the blame. Don't say it was the umpire's fault. No, son, that was you showing up soft to a battle. And that's what happens. You get exposed. And so the ability to recognize and embrace it, and you've had moments you haven't been at your toughest. I've had moments. Those are part of it. But the development process of being honest allows those guys to work through it. The one thing Garrett recognized is he did not always show up this spring with his team, and his coach and I talked about that, him and I talked about that. But here's your moment this summer where in his other league he was dominant. Here's your big moment in this league. Show up that you can be who that is and pitch that way. There's your chip, man. You got it. So there's your moment. Feed on it, water it, let plants grow off of it. But more than that, grab the baseball and put it where you want and show everybody that you demand to be in this league. And I think when a guy grabs that and holds on to it and starts to let that thing grow, there's no telling where it can go.
When you're recruiting to Georgia Gwinnett or to here, how do you find players with that chip?
It's a little bit of conversation. You got to ask the right questions. You're trying to, basically pull out of them some things in terms of like, what are you looking for in your next spot? And generally, guys you want to spend time with are, Coach, I can sort through it and give you 1,000 answers, but I want to win. I want to be developed, and I want to play professional baseball. Awesome. If a kid brings up playing time, I really want to play every day. So do you want me to guarantee you playing time, or do you want to come earn playing time? Winners don't ask for anything. You don't get something for nothing in any league or any part of life. It's when they just say, I just want to be part of a winner, I want to develop, and they know they're going to come in and earn a job. You can hear things, how they respond to questions that go, this kid's DNA is a little bit different, his makeup's a little different, his mindset's in a different place. But more than that, too, you ask the people that are around him. You ask his teammates, you ask his coaches. Like I told you about Garrett, one of the conversations with his coaches was, hey, he wasn't great this spring. Yeah, but something clicked. He made a decision. He's going this way now. He was walking this path and it wasn't working. He's now walking this one. When you can hear things like that, it tells you they've uncovered something. You just got to give them an environment where they can double down on it.
Jack Smith here with Sheets on the Manager Show ahead of Chatham and Falmouth. Sheets, you've got 10 more games left in the regular season. Yeah. What's your biggest point of emphasis to this group?
Continue to play hard. Like we've talked about, our messaging has been consistent all season long. I don't plan on varying off that script too much, but I think it's making sure they just come out and continue to play hard. This is the part of the summer where rosters have shifted and changed. It's the conversation we had before Brewster, a lot of guys are going to wake up on most days, especially after 5 days in a row, and their back's going to be tight and their legs are going to be sore. And the best part of that, Jack, is the game doesn't care one bit. Doesn't care. It's going to reward a winner. It's going to reward winners and losers throughout that game. And you got to show up. And I think part of that is learning how to play professional baseball, which is you got to get your body to a place every day you can go compete. So I think for that, it's definitely doubling down with these guys and making sure that they dominate that process, that recovery process, but that day process. Here's an opportunity with no BP. So here you have extra hours in your schedule. How are you using it to stretch and play catch and work the cage and be prepared? Because at first pitch, the game doesn't care. It's letting them double down on that routine. And so I think more than that, be consistent. Let's make sure we finish this the way that we want to. We have literally our destiny in the palm of our hand, and we just got to show up every day and dominate.
Tanner Franklin was added to the All-Star roster over this week.
Yeah.
What has he shown you this summer?
Yeah, he's been awesome. It's for him to kind of announce his presence a little bit and jump to a situation for him that he feels like is very advantageous for his career. When he's had the ball in his hand, he's been special. And I was kind of down because we named him as an alternate, and I'm like, I don't want to wish that something happens, but it'd be really cool to reward a kid like that. He has been the voice and the backbone of our pitching staff, whether you see that on the field or not. Pierce was kind of our big personality leader, and Tanner has assumed those responsibilities. So for him to be able to send that message to him, actually when he was taking his mom out for dinner on the off day, I said, well, go celebrate this too. You just got named to the All-Star team. Those are really cool moments because he's such a great kid, and so we're certainly proud of him.
Special moment ahead of Game 31 as Chatham embarks on a 10-game stretch to finish out the regular season. Sheets, thanks for the time.
Appreciate you, Jack.